Hello, Creative Tribe. My name is Pauline Dugald, and I'm an artist. I'm a creative, and for the last who knows how many years, I've actually stopped drawing, stopped painting, and resisted my creativity and resisted my creative type. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the aspects of what makes the creative and what's the purpose for creative from my perspective, and share with you the main reason and kind of the focus of creatives that I perceive to be. When I was growing up, I was doing a lot of art. I went to fine art school, I used to dance, I used to do all kinds of things that were creative. And as the time has gone by, I learned that it was not sustainable to be creative. It was not prized, it was not well regarded, and it was not treated with the same type of attention as I perceived other activities, other things that were treated. And over the period of time, I learned that it was not sustainable to be a creative, and so I repressed that side of myself. And later it came back with much more power and force. And what I've realized in a recent couple of years is that creatives are there to push the limits, to push the boundaries. And so I'm going to tell you what your purpose as a creative is. And your purpose is to fail. You're welcome. There you go. There's your reason for being. The reason for being for creative is to continuously fail, because without failing, nothing new can be established. It's an inevitable part of existence of the creative. And as a creative, we don't really have a choice in that regard. We come here with certain contract, you might say, that requires us to go on that path of being on the edge, being on the fringe, being different, looking at things from a different perspective, and then bringing that vision to the rest of the world. It is a contract. You can, of course, refuse that, but then next time you're going to have to come back and do it all over again. That is inevitable. It is part of our journey. It is part of our soul. And that contract requires creative to continuously go out there, test new theories, test new things, try and fail continuously. That is inescapable. So the way that I see, there are two types of people, and I draw that from the psychological background that I researched through the books that I've read and the papers that I sometimes read, because I love exploring new ideas. And psychology talks about two aspects of personality that is responsible for how we approach the world. So there is the type of personality that is sort of like a manager, a builder, a person who has established routines. They like to follow the rules. They like to build and maintain something that is already established. They like to bring order, and they love to stabilize that order and stay in that known. They are very good at maintaining that which has already been created. And there are other people who create. They are visionaries. They come up with brand new ideas. They don't really have an interest for maintaining that. They don't really have desire for managing anything. They just want to come up with new visions. They have always an influx of ideas coming in. They are the channels for that something new. They are the ones who are creatives. They are the ones who have to fail, because a lot of those ideas will not be able to be implementable. And it is the correlation, and it is a symbiotic relationship between those people who can manage and stabilize and maintain things, and those people who can bring new ideas. So for example, if you look at the business, every business needs somebody who can bring new business in. It's usually called business development person or something like that. That person is usually outgoing, they're extroverted, they love being around other people, they love discussing new ideas, connecting with others, bringing new energy in. But they are sometimes very useless at doing anything with those ideas once they bring it in. That's why you need managers and directors and organizers who can then do something with those ideas and implement them and put them into the system and continue on with that. And that is how it works. We need both sides. We need people who are very good at following routines, following orders, going by the book. And we need those who are completely fresh visionaries, have this crazy approach of going out there, finding things and bring them in. And that is the case for creatives. Creatives are, by definition, they need to go out there and bring new energy in. If they don't create something new, they become stagnant and it hurts them. It hurts them in the process. I know it hurt me in the long term over many years when I was not creating, when I was not bringing in new, fresh energy of something, even if it cannot be implemented. But the crazy thing about creatives is that a lot of those ideas that are coming in cannot be monetized. And if somebody is very materialistic, very orderly and earthly based, like I was, you would not want to go out there and search for those new ideas because you know that 90% of them are not going to work. And that means that there's a huge stress placed on you on how to survive, because if you bring in 90% of ideas that are not working, only 10% of them is working, and it is very hard to live off 10% of something that is out there. So there's tremendous energy expenditure going out into the world in order for you to create something that will work. So it's a challenge of creatives. It is a challenge, and it is the point of being. It is the reason for being, in a way. So what can you do right now if you are a creative? First of all, you have to accept the fact that you're creative. If you run from it, it's going to catch up to you. Creatives are people who they're supposed to be on edge. We are those who cannot exist in the middle, in the known. And it's hard on edge because you are outside the system. You're an outsider. And by definition, that is the biggest fear, to be rejected by society. So in a way, a creative, an artist, somebody who lives there, they need to accept the fact that they are an outsider. And sometimes you don't even need to be told that. You know that already. You've been the outsider all your life. And you've been trying to fit in with the rest of society, and it just doesn't work because you're not meant to be there. You're meant to be outside the system. Because the funny thing happens is that when creatives become part of the system, like I used to work in corporate world for a long time, and all creativity dies. So you can be part of the system, but your creative will die. And you will feel empty inside. So you will be going through the motions, doing things that you're doing every day, and feeling like your life has no purpose because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that's where the biggest challenge comes, because you have to have a lot of courage to exit the system, which provides you the stability and security and comfort, and follow the path of your soul. That's not easy. None of the things that creatives are meant to do is easy. In a way, it's the most challenging aspect, most challenging way of being in this world, because you have to continuously push the boundaries of the known world by whatever means necessary. And if you focus for even a moment on what this world is like in relationship to creatives right now, you won't go very far. Because what is happening right now? We have AI which has started creating art that is way better than any human can. So if you compare yourself or your skills or your talent to that which AI can create in seconds, that would not be a very empowering idea. If you look at all the social media platforms and how they are proliferating all the content and how easy it is to find songs or art or anything you want of the creative nature. You just hit a few buttons and out comes the song or a picture for free. You don't have to do much. So if you focus on that aspect, it will be very difficult journey as a creative to want to create even more, because considering that 90% of the ideas fail, you only have 10%, you are an outsider pushing the limits and boundaries of the known world, and all the creative things seem to be so easily accessible already. It's like that, the thought about why bother painting when you can take a photo that is so much better? Why bother creating something new when it's already existing and you can find something similar? Well, I'm here to tell you that there is a reason. There is a purpose. It is the basic need for us to continue pushing through. Because AI, as good as it is, can never replicate human spirit. It can never replicate that ability of visioning, of finding something new, to bring in something new. Yes, it can do the tasks. It can connect the dots, and it can create the patterns and recognize the patterns. Yes, it can provide information, it can gather information, but that which makes us human, that unique aspect, AI will not be able to do for a long time. The consciousness that a lot of sci-fi movies have talked about, AI developing consciousness. Can it do it? Can I do it? Well, we're still far away from that. So right now, as the world is experiencing this giant shift in every system, creatives are more needed than ever. So if you are recognizing yourself as someone who is an artist, who is a creative, if you ever tried that label on yourself, you can pretty much be sure that you are that. Because those people who are not creative, they do not ask themselves that question. From what I understand, they don't even dream the same dreams that we do. Daydreams or night dreams, whatever. It has been said that archetypal concepts only appeal to the creatives because other people cannot view them as such. They cannot perceive that. They cannot dream dreams while they are awake and have these incredible visions of what is possible, because they're just not designed that way. Everybody has their own purpose in life, and some people are just not able to see that. And it has been a great realization for me to understand that not everybody can do what I do. Not everybody can take on abstract ideas and turn them around and manipulate them in their mind like I love doing with ideas. I draw so much joy from conceptualizing things. And that is important to understand, because it is what drives us forward. It is what drives the society forward. And it's been said that artists help the rest of the world see things. When something cannot be understood, it's because it cannot be seen. You cannot perceive what you cannot conceive, and other way around. You cannot conceive that which you cannot perceive. So if you cannot see something in your mind, you cannot understand it. So artists oftentimes translate those conceptual abstract ideas into the visual form so that the rest of the world can understand them, and then start incorporating them into the current structures. And so as we are experiencing this transition in how we work and how we relate to each other with the informational age and the exponential growth of every system we can see, we need the visions, we need the dreams, and we need something to move forward towards. And this is where artists come in. And it takes great courage, as I said, to be an artist. So if you recognize yourself in that image, you will recognize that it is your duty to be on the cutting edge, on the front line of the expanding world. And that is that's as good of a satisfaction as we get. When things don't work out through material means, when 90% of the ideas fail and we can't monetize them, and that's a terrible hit on our system as a creative, the ability to expand the frontier of the known world is the reward in itself. The ability to get that new information and encapsulate it in art form is the reward in itself. That is the satisfaction that we live for. So my message for you for today is just go out there and connect with that which gives you the most satisfaction, be it music or art or writing or whatever. If there's a part of you that wants to explore ideas, then you have to do that. Now is the time. Now is not the time to sit back and think, well, it's all already done. There's no place for me. There's no purpose. No, this is the time to actually grab the tools of your trade and go full on into them. As much as you're able to, as much as you can. Paint brushes or musical instrument. This is the tools of the current age. So look at them, dust them off if they've been in a closet for a while. Start incorporating them into your life again, because the world needs that. And the world needs creatives. So that's my message for you for today, and I will be back with more. Bye.